Welcome to the Shyamcast. This is Brett.
This is Shyam.
Thank you for being with us. How are you today, Shyam?
Good.
Yeah, very nice. I like what you've done with your room.
Huh?
I like what you've done with your room.
When I am done with my room.
I said I like what you've done with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The paint and the couch, very nice.
Yeah. Comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm a little late today. I was rushing around in traffic. But so would you want to just get into the Gita today, Proji?
Let's go for it.
Very nice. We have a couple of we're doing two verses today. Some very nice ones that go together here in chapter 6. So it's going to be verse 29 and 30.
Mm.
We talked last time about the like you're trying to get the mind not to wander away. How the mind is usually like this candle that's flickering in the wind. And so these two verses, um, Krishna talks about one who's doing that, one who's observing him and keeping that mind steady. So verses 29 and 30, Krishna says, a true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me.
It was such a high verse. Okay.
Yeah, very nice. It reminds me a little bit of chapter 5, verse 18, which we discussed previously. Um, where Krishna says that like the yogi has equal vision, sees all these different forms of life, these different uh, types of
Mm.
human and animal and even plants, sees them as the same.
Mm.
In this verse, he's talking about how Krishna's speaking about how everyone like the yogi sees him everywhere. Um, I was just reminded we just saw the Mahavatar Narashimha movie.
Tell me more about.
A group of us. It was very nice. There were a lot of action. There's a lot of action. Um, Different fighting scenes and stuff. Narasimha comes out of the pillar and fights Hiranyakashipu. But it reminded me of that because there's a few very nice parts with Prahlad Prabhu, um, who is at one point he sees Lord Vishnu. Um, he has a bit like a moment of despair. He's very humble and just pleading, how could I ever see the Lord? And that's when Lord Vishnu appears to him. And so from then on, he sees the Lord everywhere. And so he's walking through the forest, and you just like on the screen we see that Lord Vishnu is everywhere. He's in the plants, he's in the grass, he's on all the trees, and so Prahlad Maharaj is walking around and just sees him everywhere. So that's what I think of now when this verse comes up. It's one who I guess like Prahlad Maharaj, very high, devotee, even at 5 years old. But um, yeah, that's a movie's a very good example of this is someone who he sees him everywhere. Like literally sees Vishnu everywhere. So.
That's why he can say with confidence, where is your Lord? He's everywhere. Is in this
Mhm.
pillar? Yes, he's everywhere. But
Yes.
he's seeing it.
Yeah. There is a part that part of the in the movie Prodigy, Hiranyakashipu says this, is your Lord is he in this pillar, is he everywhere? And Prahlad looks and he sees Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu nods. Yes. He goes, yes, of course. Mhm. Mm. So I feel like there's two parts to this Proji. Really, it's the two verses. There's verse 29, where Krishna is saying that this person sees me in all beings and all beings in me. And then verse 30, where he says that, this person is never lost. I'm never lost this person. This person is never lost to me. Maybe we could just start with verse 29,
Hmm.
where he says that the true yogi observes me in all beings and every being in me. So can you talk about, I guess, those two things, seeing
Hmm.
those things?
Can you read that verse 29th again? This is the 29th one.
Mhm. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere.
Hmm. So when Krishna speaks about a true yogi, Krishna
Mm,
is speaking about pure devotees of the Lord. Wherever Krishna says a devotee, wherever Prabhupada says a devotee, a Krishna conscious person, wherever, it's always talking about pure devotees of the Lord. We see in that Mahavatar Narashimha movie, initially Prahlad was not seeing. That's what I heard. And after certain sadhana, after certain spiritual practices, then he was blessed with that vision. It is also described there are three stages of devotion or three kinds of devotees. There is beginning stage, intermediate stage, and advanced stage. Advanced devotee, advanced also has multiple stages. Beginning stage of advanced, intermediate stage of advanced, and advanced stage of advanced. So those who are advanced stage of advanced get that vision of seeing the Lord everywhere. And this is like more like a stage of perfection that is being described here. Um, for them, everything is spiritual world. For them, there is no material world or spiritual world. They see like when they go up, they see the Lord everywhere. Here also same vision they see. They see everything as the energy of the Lord. Uh, one very advanced devotee he was mentioning, when I see any living entity, he may be from a material point of view very successful or unsuccessful or deceased or old or young or male or female. He says whatever be the external situation, when I see any living entity, I see this like how this living entity is crying for Krishna, how this living entity is unhappy due to separation from Krishna, and what can I do to help him attain his eternal father? What can I do? So this is like when one sees everyone as a spirit soul. This is what the verse you were mentioning. Huh? He sees a dog eater, an elephant, a cow, spirits.
mhm. think I think we just had a little internet outage there. I think you're backed up, Koji.
Is it good?
Hmm.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Mm. Well, I'm wondering, there's there's a couple of terms in Sanskrit, Purush and Prakriti.
Prakriti.
They have Prakriti and Purush being the spirit and Prakriti being like material energy. And I'm wondering, Proji, if this is this verse that where Krishna is speaking is describing a stage I've heard of where one starts to see no difference between those two things, basically between, or basically sees everything as spiritual, I guess. Instead of saying this is spiritual, this is material, there's like a very high stage described where one simply sees everything as spiritual, as you say, like it sees everything as the energy of the Lord. So is this that stage,
Yeah,
I guess, that is
yeah,
being
yes, yes,
described?
yes. Like if we see 10 chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes, I am the taste of water, I am the light of the sun, I am the strength of the strong, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. Among mountains and Mount Meru, um, anything among fish and shark. What can I say, Arjuna? Everything is but a spark of my splendor. So how Krishna is describing that I am everywhere. Everything is my energy. And a pure devotee, how Krishna describes, a pure devotee sees that. When we drink some water, we don't remember, hey, this is, I'm tasting Krishna. It's like I'm thirsty, I'm drinking water. Krishna is not there. It's a very advanced stage. One may try to intellectually apply those verses in one's life, but one will realize in no time one forgets that. We can artificially try to grab a state where we are not, but we cannot stay there for long. We can
Yeah.
stay there as long as we hear or as long as we are using our intellect and trying. But the stage of advancement where Krishna is speaking about a true yogi, that's like natural for that person. Very high. But that
Mm,
shows that such a state exists.
mm,
That stage is full of true compassion. That stage is a stage of love of God. Like how Srila Prabhupada would see Krishna everywhere, no matter what others are doing. Srila Prabhupada would see how can I, like the effectiveness of message is very high. If somebody at that stage, because the faith is so high, because the living entity, he sees there's a spirit soul, um, and he sees that the Lord is in his heart, and the Lord is like there is a eternal relationship, and the living entity has forgotten and doing so many things. So with full realization of that, when somebody speaks, it directly hits the heart. When we speak about the Lord or about Gita, we speak a lot on theoretical level also, and understanding level, intellectual level, and that is also very good. That will help also. But then when a person of that stature speaks, because the conviction in which they are speaking is immense or absolute.
mm. Yeah, yeah, Goji.
Imagine you go out, you see a tree, and you see a spirit soul and hankering for Krishna. Immediately the mind will be, what can I do to help? How can I connect this tree to Krishna? I'll offer whatever this tree is of giving, a leaf or flower. I will run and offer it to Krishna. How can I help this tree? And imagine if that consciousness is there with every grass, with everything. How can I connect this? Everything is hankering for Krishna, relationship with Krishna. What a state of compassion that is. When our compassion is more like um, if somebody has some disease on a physical level, it may be. If somebody is going through some trauma, somebody said something, we can relate, but it will still be on an external level. Compassion, the level of soul is like very advanced stage. So this is like really a true yogi, a self-realized soul. Cannot speak on this because it's like like it takes one to know one. I'm sharing whatever I have heard or um, my understanding of this verse, which is also nice. But it's like
Mm,
such people, to see such people on this stage of devotion, extremely rare.
mm. Yeah, Prabhuji, the verse 30 where Krishna says, no one is, this person is never lost to me. I'm never lost to him. I feel like it speaks to that sort of just, level of that is, I'm not able to understand, but it puts it in perspective, at least for me, where I think of the different moments where, maybe I say, oh, I feel connected right now, or I feel in a spiritual mood right now, for this amount of time. And like you said earlier, like, it leaves very quickly, or you can understand, you have some sort of intellectual understanding, um, but you can't hold on to an intellectual understanding. Like, it just, goes away pretty quickly. Um, and so I can, like, I can think about that and, oh wow, how short and how sort of, I don't know,
Mm,
weak, not intense are those
mm,
moments. And yeah, anyway, I mean, I think a lot of, I think there's a sort of a balance that is found, some that devotees are able to find, where we don't, want to compare ourselves. You don't want to say, oh, this person is so much better at this than me, or, whatever, or this person's not as good as me at this. We don't really want to do that.
mm.
But I
We
think
compare.
if we can see, there is a sense in which, we can gain humility. It can be good for us, I think, to see,
Mm, mm,
compare, at least, especially if it's the words are coming right from Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, and saying this is the self, what the self-realized person is like, and, this is how they see me, and never lost to me. And so I can go, oh wow, I think I'm more or less lost, all the time. Um, it I don't know, it's sort of a nice thing. I think it makes you think, okay, I have a lot to go. There's a lot to do. Um, but but this is where the goal is, right? This is the direction that we're being pointed to in Bhagavad Gita, and that's sometimes all you really need is the direction to head in. It doesn't really matter how much longer you
exactly.
have.
A devotee is absorbed in serving the Lord. Then he is not so much worried about how much I came forward, how far to go. But he is just enjoying whatever realization is coming on regular basis. Little more progress, he's just happy with, okay, how some progress is made, some more, some more, some more. And the process itself is like, whether it is chanting, whether it is association, hearing, kirtan, he just absorbed in the process, is happy following the process. And over a period of time with patience, one doesn't even realize how all the realizations mentioned in Bhagavad Gita becomes natural to that living entity. And the living entity is just happy and grateful for any further realization, any further realization. Because when we are trying to strive for a goal now, then we are like, that's a state of nothing till I attain the goal. It's only like, for example, if somebody is trying to get a degree from a college. So it may be like, keep studying, one course, two course, and how close we are to goal, and now we got a degree. But this, um, or like job is like, many times it's like, Monday to Friday, done, 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 and now I got my paycheck. So it's like, okay, I have to get to it now. Okay, now I got the result. But Krishna consciousness is susukham avyaya. It's joyfully performed. Like it is said, Lord Chaitanya said, Prati padam purnamrita swadanam. Every step seems like nectar. And that nectar keeps on increasing. And more and more and more. So this Krishna conscious process is very nice from those perspectives. And goal comes, it just takes some patience. We don't have to worry about will I get it or not. We will get it. We just needs to be in the right direction, or marching in the right direction. Uh,
Mm. That's very sweet.
um, um,
Mm. I can remember our friend Brihat Radanga Prabhu last time he
He's here.
visited. What's that?
He's here.
Oh, he's here. Wow. Okay. Amazing. I didn't know
He'll
that.
be for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I guess yeah, the last time he was here anyway. Um, I feel like he mentioned that maybe two or three times. I remember him saying that, or just something about it's like, it's it becomes in a particular way, in a particular sense, it becomes easy after a certain amount of time where I suppose I mean I guess I don't know from personal experience. Maybe I suppose it seems like he's talking about a similar thing anyway, Prabhuji, where each step is just so nice. It doesn't really matter. You don't really care where you are.
Mm.
Um, yeah. One other thing I was just thinking of, Prabhuji, is you're discussing Srila Prabhupada's realization and how he was able to spread that to so many people. Um, it's we can really only speak directly to the realization we've had, and if we haven't had a realization, we can share things, but we can't like transmit that to anybody if we haven't realized it. And I think that these two verses also they're helpful when it comes to finding teachers, finding that
Mm.
guru who, is a big topic of conversation on this podcast and in Bhagavad Gita and in spiritual community. It's very important to find the teacher. And so um, I think these verses are really pointing. It's like this is the person who you're looking for when you're looking for that guru who you approach and ask for their guidance. Um, they should see the Lord everywhere. And they should never be lost. Um,
Mm.
that's sort of one of the things you look for in your teacher.
I've also heard Srila Prabhupada said, see if you can find a guru who is on a stage of pure love. If you cannot, then find a teacher who is very advanced. If you cannot, then find a teacher who is intermediary. If you cannot, then find a teacher who is a beginner. So to that level, Prabhupada went. But naturally, the guidance one receives from one who is on pure love cannot match the guidance received from somebody who is a beginner. There will be a difference. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says a person on a stage of love can evoke emotions in others, spiritual emotions. A person on a stage of intermediate can evoke steadiness in others in devotional service. A person who is a beginner can invoke faith in others. Means no matter anybody practicing Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, will be beneficial to the entire society. But how much they benefit is based on where the individual soul lies in one's Krishna consciousness. Yeah. So something on this topic I remember.
Mm, very nice.
Because sometimes you may go in this direction that, or if I don't find somebody who is at that stature, then
Yeah.
no. Till that time, I will keep searching. So there are ourselves. See, something like that.
Mm. So it's like everyone can be your teacher, or like you can have many, well,
Huh.
not everybody, but like you can have many teachers.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Uh, uh, Fortunately, in ISKCON, we have many such devotees who are at that pure stage. Fortunately. But in maybe who knows after 100 years? Who knows? So Prabhupada gives this comment, still have a guru, this get the whatever you can get and accept them and learn from them and keep marching forward. Because ultimately, Srila Prabhupada says the Supreme Guru is Lord Krishna. And the duty of a guru is to repeat the words of Lord Krishna. So the guidance will be perfect. As long as the guru is repeating the words of Lord Krishna, the words of Gita, the words of Bhagavatam. Perfect. The Guru should be practicing it, and Guru should be teaching it. And then it's like,
Mm, mm. Very nice, Roji. Anything else that you have? Any other thoughts that you would have on these two verses?
on these two verses, yeah, one thought is such a soul is never lost to me, nor am I ever lost to him. So I remember this pastime of um, Maharaj Ambarish. He was a king, a pure devotee of the Lord, a householder, family, kingdom, wealth, servants, opulence, everything he has. But he was a pure devotee of the Lord, Ambarish, King Ambarish. That time, a person in renounced order, no family ties, renounced the word, 60,000 disciples. Um, his name was Durvasa. He approached, and it was a time to break the fast. The king was observing the fast for the welfare of the society. It was time to break the fast. At that time, this sage came, Durvasa Rishi. Rishi means sage. He came. So naturally, the tradition is when a sage comes, you first feed him before you eat. So the sage said, "Let me first go and take bath in Yamuna. Once I come back, then I will honor." So the sage went. When the sage was taking bath on the bank of Yamuna, the time in which there is a time in which the fast needs to be broken. If the fast is not broken during within that time, then the whole fasting will not have much benefit to the society. So for the sake of society, he was contemplating that I must break the fast. What do I do? Then he remembered that taking little bit of water that has washed the feet of the Lord, a few drops of water, is like breaking the fast and not breaking the fast also. So he was thinking this way it will be beneficial to the society, and I'm not breaking the fast also, so that I first feed the sage and then I honor it. So the sage was very um, proud and like lot of big ego the sage has. And not like a very realized sage. We'll see how the story turns. So when this Rishi, this sage came, he has so many mystical powers. He just while taking a bath, he realized, he understood that Ambarish has taken few drops of water. Became so angry. He came and he said, "You have committed a great offense by drinking few drops without first feeding me." Such a big ego, actually. A humble sage will feel like, I don't deserve. King, you eat first. You are a great devotee. I am just, that's how the actual true sages will think. But he is like, you have committed a great offense by taking few drops of water without first feeding me. And then so angry, this sage, he immediately, from his mystical powers, he created a demon who was made of fire. And he told that demon, devour Maharaj Ambarish and burn him to death. What a big ego, actually. Or like a huge stage of pride, actually. Then Maharaj Ambarish was a humble servant of the Lord and a pure devotee of the Lord. So Maharaj Ambarish folded his hand and put his head like this in front of that fire and let the fire engulf me. I am ready for my offense. This is like humble sage. Then, mm, 1 second.
Mhm.
Yes. Back.
Mhm.
So the king Ambarish was like, let the fire devour. Um, the Lord personal weapon came. The Lord personal weapon destroyed the fire.
Mm.
And
Sudarshan Chakra.
Sudarshan Chakra. And in order to teach the lesson to this Rishi, the weapon started chasing the Rishi to kill the Rishi also, the sage also. The sage was in terror, fear. Ha, 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 and started running. And here was Maharaj Ambarish. When he was being killed from a demon, he surrendered. And here the Lord's own weapon went to kill the sage, and the sage is running to save his life. That shows the surrender of and the faith of the king, who was a pure devotee, versus this sage, 60,000 disciples in now order, no family, nothing. But what's the use? Because that devotion to the Lord was not there. Sage went to great personalities like Brahma, Shiva, they are great personalities. And they said, we cannot offer any help because there's a weapon of Vishnu. Anything else we could have helped, but here Vishnu directly is interfering, sir. Here we cannot help you. Only Vishnu can help. So the sage went to Vishnu's abode. Sage is so powerful, he could visit and see and talk to the Lord. I mean, there are so many mystical powers. We cannot go and see the Lord and talk to the Lord. It will be nice, but he cannot do that. The sage could do that. He went to Vishnu, he paid his obeisances. And then he said, this is your weapon, my Lord, this is your weapon. Please protect me. The Lord says, I have no power. He said, what is this? You have no power. This is your weapon. You tell, no, 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 I have no power. All my power is in my pure devotees. This weapon is listening to what Ambarish Maharaj is saying. I am powerless in front of my pure devotees. So Durvasa Muni is like, my Lord, please don't joke with me. Here I am burning, see it's all red here. Please protect me. So the Lord became grave. The Lord said, Durvasa, you cannot understand the relationship between me and my devotees. The devotees are in my heart, and I am in the heart of my devotees. We are never separated from each other. This you cannot understand. She's like, so the Lord spoke beautiful verses. So when you said that he is never separated from me, nor I am ever separated to me. So it's not like the normal living entity don't have the Lord in their heart. It's not like that. But the Lord is not uh, revealed to them. And the Lord is all knowing, but he is not consciously aware of every living entity. He is absorbed in his pastimes. He is aware and he is not simultaneously aware. But the Lord is consciously aware of his pure devotees. The Lord is constantly, consciously thinking of his pure devotees. When we are absorbed in thinking of the Lord, it is said that the Lord is absorbed in thinking about us. How, as a super soul, the Lord is aware of everything. In a personal feature, as Narayan, as Krishna, the Lord is not fully, the Lord is indirectly, indirectly conscious, but not directly. But he is directly conscious of those who are directly conscious of the Lord. And when my devotee is hurt, you should know my heart is pained because the devotee is residing in my heart. So he is not different from my heart. So you're actually paining my heart. Even if I don't want, even if I want to forgive you, I'm powerless because the devotee has captured my heart. And any pain goes to him, goes here, and I cannot do anything about it. This relationship is like overlap. I cannot separate it, Durvasa. This you cannot understand. But there is one way. If my devotee is asked forgiveness, and if he forgives you, because he is in my heart, Forgiveness will come from my heart also. Otherwise, I'm sorry. He ran all the way back. See, Durvasa was okay to humble himself in front of Lord Brahma and Shiva, but he was not okay to humble himself in front of a king who is a household.
Mm.
Many times one may be okay to humble oneself in front of, some great stature. Oh, this is like a famous figure, so I will take a humble position. But these are like common people. I don't want to take humble. Why should I humble? They should humble in front of me. So Durvasa was okay to go unlimited miles and humble himself there, but not willing to turn and beg forgiveness who was next to him. This is how lack of humility works, actually. But he understood how what is the position of king and what is his position in Lord's eyes. What is my position? My position may be very big in this material world, and he is only a king. But what is my position in Lord's eye? What is his position in Lord's eye? How dear am I to the Lord? How dear is. So he understood he is great. Then he went back and begged forgiveness. And Maharaj Ambarish was this took 1 year, earthly year. Maharaj Ambarish was still fasting for one another year. And when the sage came, the sage said, "Please forgive me." Sudarshan Chakra was still behind him. So Ambarish Maharaj, he said, if I have ever done any service to the Lord, if I have given the slightest amount of pleasure to the Lord, please let all the credit goes to him and let he be forgiven. So Sudarshan Chakra was humbled. He's like, so be it. Because every action of Maharaj Ambarish is pleasing to the Lord. What to speak about if I have done a single act of devotion in my entire life or entire existence? Sudarshan Chakra said, so be it. Then the king fed the rishi, the sage, prasad first, and he ate. Then the king broke his fast. So king was not thinking this is the sign of humility. King was not thinking now the Lord has also proved who I am and who this is. So why should I honor him first? The king still followed the etiquette.
Mm.
Great action.
Mm. Mm. Thank you, Roji. Wonderful story.
No, wonderful story. It shows how the devotee and the Lord are interconnected. They are never lost to the Lord, and Lord is never lost to them. What a relationship, Prabhu.
Mm.
That's why pure devotee is immediately okay. All glories to you. Because it's like Lord's heart moving there. They are carrying the Lord in their heart. There is a song which says, "You are carrying the Lord and I am devoid of the Lord, so I'm running behind you. Please, please, please give me what you have." Why? Because you have and you are carrying and I'm empty. So I'm coming behind you. Please give me also what you have. And it is said that the devotee can give the Lord to others because they carry it. One very nice purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the Lord can fulfill all his desires naturally because he's completely, whatever he wants, it happens. The devotee can also fulfill all his desires. How? Because whatever the devotee wants, the Lord will make it happen. The Lord can fulfill all his desires because the Lord is independent. The devotee can fulfill all his desires because the devotee is dependent on the Lord. Who can fulfill all the desires independently? But because the devotee is completely dependent on the Lord, the devotee can all both can fulfill all their desires. But one can fulfill independently and one can fulfill dependently.
Mm. The devotees are described as desire fulfilling trees
uh,
at some
uh,
point.
uh,
Yeah. I love that point, Roji, how, on the one hand, um, we want to approach the devotees and we want to be around the great yogis, to, to learn from it, to get, it's like get what they have in a way. But also the fact that it's so important to be humble in front of everybody. It's so important to respect everybody.
Mm.
Um, you know, the verse again, the humble sages see all these different beings exactly with the same kind of vision. They don't see one as better or another. And I think it's a really important lesson about what the nature of humility really is.
Mm.
It's not a thing that we're humble around this person, but not this person, or
Mm.
this living being, but not this other living being. Humility is something that if one is humble, then one is just always
Uh-huh.
humble.
Uh-huh.
If they
It's
don't
not
pick and
situational
choose.
dependent. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be humble to the sage, but not the king, or be humble to Lord Vishnu, but I won't be humble to, this person on the street.
Mhm.
Um, and always, in that story as well, Maharaj Ambarish is always he's humble no matter what. He's humble even after he's been offended by this sage who has, attempted to kill him, which he's just accepting what's coming, right, without trying to sort of fight the forces of nature. And um, even afterward, he still acts in a humble manner. And so it's, yeah, just very, very indicative. Like that's what that humble attitude really is. It doesn't go away. It's not dependent on what someone else does to us. We just, humility is it's just humility. That's just what the devotees are like. They just, that comes naturally to them. It's like how this vision, equal vision, and seeing God in everything. I think what goes along with that, it's humility is a quality of the Lord, right? And this is why, I mean, you describe how, Lord Vishnu just said, I can't, there's nothing I can do. My devotee is whatever whatever this pure devotee wants is what I have to do. Sort of, bound by that. And that's, you know, um, kind of an ultimate humility, right, that the Lord has. And that that humility is, whatever the qualities of the Lord are, that's what the devotees' qualities are as well. And so the devotees have that same level of humility.
Amazing, bro. 2 points I liked that you mentioned. Um, what kind of offense Ambarish Maharaj did? No offense. Took 3 drops of water. How much anger he he exhibited? What kind of offense the sage did? He tried to kill him, burn him. And how did Maharaj Ambarish reacted to it? It's like no offense and this much, and it's like topmost offense and nothing. And it is described a devotee never takes offense because devotee depends on Krishna in every situation. Prahlad Maharaj did not take offense of Hiranyakashipu. What all Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj is telling, please help my father. When the father left the body, he's like, please deliver him.
Mm.
Blushing there, like, what do I do? Oh no, my devotee wants to deliver him. I have to deliver him now. What
Mm.
do I do?
Yeah,
It is
the
said,
one,
hmm?
or just this the one thing that he asked for from Narasimhadev is to forgive his father. Yeah, who tried to kill him.
Uh,
Yeah.
and it is said, Ambarish Maharaj did not take any offense. He was thinking, I offended Durvasa Rishi. I displeased Durvasa Rishi. In that thought, he started fasting again. The Lord took the offense because Lord really loves his devotees. The devotee don't take the offense. Like a mother. The child, if the mother loves the child, slap the child. Child may smile and that's okay, and start playing again. The mother is like, how can you do that to my child? The mother will keep lingering on, even if the child is like carefree and like if you say the child, you are like a pig. The child may he and the child may go away. The mother is like, "How?" Others won't matter so much. But the mother, because there is that relationship, that strong bond. So the Lord is very attached to his devotees. The Lord is always protecting his devotees. Touch the devotees, especially the pure devotees, any devotee, but especially the pure devotee. Touch the devotee, the Lord is like, hey, you know what? I'm behind. If the Lord is behind, what could Hiranyakashipu do? What could anybody do? What a position a devotee has. Why? Because a devotee has taken shelter of the supreme power. And he thinks himself powerless. And the supreme power follows behind
Mm.
it.
Mm. Oh, the people who try to hurt or commit an offense against the devotees as well, they're always forgiven, right? The devotee does not hold the grudge
Ah,
against the person who
ah.
tries to harm them. So it's like this person is always invariable. Like inevitably, this person is also going to be, saved as well because yeah, it's like it's sort of like just being connected to the devotee in any way, even if it's an inimical relationship, is inevitably it's going to cause this person's going to be forgiven of everything because yeah, it's like the devotee is there, so there's no way that you could not be forgiven.
There was one cruel king. Maybe it's about time. One cruel king. He was very envious of a devotee because this person was devotee of Vishnu and he hated Vishnu. So he said, no, reject Vishnu. The devotee said, no, my life will go, I will not reject my devotion to the Lord. So he took two hot iron rods and plugged into the eyes and burned the eyes. And just blood started coming from both the eyes and he became blind. And then he like um, freed him that you live with bloody eyes. This person. So the guru of this devotee was very upset. It's like very 500, maybe 1000 years old story. The king name was, I'm forgetting, um, some Tunga. And the guru was Ramanujacharya. Great personality, Prabhu Ramanuja. You may have heard about the name Ramanuja. Great personality. So guru said, you go and tell Lord Vishnu to give the eyes back. The devotee name was Kuresh. So Kuresh went. So the Lord knows that he has come on behalf of Ramanuja. So the deity spoke, what can I do for you? Ask me anything you like. So Kuresh said, deliver that person who poked my eyes with. Deliver him, take him to Vaikuntha, spiritual world. Make him your associate. The Lord is like, what do I do now with these people? The devotee has said he was delivered. Ask me anything else you want. I don't want anything else. He went to the Guru. Guru said, you don't have eyes? No. Why? I asked you to go and ask the Lord. He said, I am happy without it. The Guru said, no, go again. So it's a long story, but just how anybody does anything to the devotee doesn't mean that we should harm the devotee. But it's just adding to the point that uh, the Lord is amazed by seeing his devotees. Wow. The Lord, the Lord is like, these people will always. The Lord is very angry with those who disturb the devotees. But the devotee doesn't carry any anger, any grudge. All glories to the devotees of the Lord. We are not, but the devotees are great. And it's so attractive that we want to become like them. And that's why we are doing how they attain pure devotion. We are trying to follow them to attain pure devotion because that stage is very attractive. We don't want to become like Tunga and Hiranyakashipu. We want to become like Prahlad and Kuresh and Ramanuja and others. Now, they are emblem of devotion.
Yes. Seems
All,
like a good point to end, Prabhuji.
yeah, some things are waiting on, but
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
thank you. So thank you all for joining. Thank you for watching Shyamcast. We'll see you again next week. Bye for now.